Your stories heard. This is Undeterred. Live! Podcast streaming on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Stories heard. This is Undeterred. Undeterred by Ken. And we're back! Thank you for tuning in to Undeterred by Ken. I'm your show host, Ken. Welcome to the Season 3 of Undeterred. Ang tagal kong nawala. It's been almost 3 months na naging super tahimik ng aking YouTube channel and aking podcast. The reason being is because I did something to improve myself. Let's put it that way. I applied for my dream school and I'm now taking up theater arts. It's been a long process in the making. It took me 12 years to take courage, at least apply. It took me 12 years to say to myself, natapangan ko naman and mag-apply na ako for my dream school and take my dream course. And I started to process my application for the Associated Arts Theater in the University of the Philippines Diliman. And for today's episode, we will be talking about that. The entire experience, my full experience on how to apply for my dream school and my dream course. Before we start, I want to introduce a guest from our episode 7 of season 2. We have Lee on the show again. Welcome, Lee!
Kamusta ka na? Hi guys, artista na ako. Ito na ako. Ayun.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Thank you for coming.
Ayun. Thank you for inviting me here. Ayun, masayang-masaya ako maging guest mo ulit dito.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you for gracing the show for the second time. As I mentioned earlier on, we will be discussing my full experience. Paano ba ako nag-apply dito sa school na to? And how did I get in? Oh, may tayong spoiler alert. Natanggap ako sa course and sa school na pinili ko. Nag-hiatus for that long for me to prepare and to undergo the process of, or the application process to get in UPD or University of the Philippines Diliman for their theater arts program. Actually, nag-start to last year pa ako nag-apply. Unfortunately, I did not get through the initial process. I had friends from my application last year na nakapasok sila last year nga. So, first year nila last year. And then this year, upperclassmen na sila. I talked to them on how tight the schedule is going to be, what are their activities, before I tried applying again this year to get in the program. Kuya Lee, do you have any words? Kasi kung meron kang parang tip for me coming back to school, ang tagal ko nang nakapag-aral ulit. Yung first degree ko, I graduated 2012 pa. Kuya Lee, do you have any tips for an upcoming freshman again taking up this course? Kasi si Kuya Lee, if my listeners is not aware, he is a graduating student. What? Graduating student of the Philippine Normal University in Manila, and he is taking up Bachelor of Culture and Arts Education, and his majorship is drama, right? Yeah. So, Kuya D, do you have any tips for me?
Kuya Ken, siguro yung tip ko lang for you, dahil fresh ka pa nga ngayon.
Sobrang fresh natin this year.
Yan, so freshman ka pa ngayon. Siguro dapat ang kailangan mong itatak sa isip mo na kailangan mong behave since online to, no? Sundin mo yung mga gusto ng professor mo para magkamit ka ng mataas na grado. So, aside from that, syempre,
ito ba yung sa mga Zoom meetings? Kasi di ba online schooling ngayon, most of the time, we're going to meet professors in an online environment. So, yung mga Zoom meetings, Google Meet, di ba?
Exactly. Siyempre, Kuya Ken, pag kailangan mag-participate sa mga meetings, mag-participate. Kasi dun ka makikilala ng professor mo. Sa dami niyong tao na, o sa dami niyong estudyante na nasa klase, siyempre hindi naman makakabisado ng professors nyo kung sino-sino kayo. Kaya para tumatak ka sa isip nila, kailangan mo mag-participate. Pabibo ka dapat. And aside from that, syempre, pagka may mga pinagawa, para hindi ka maging aligaga, kailangan mong syempre gawin siya on time. Siguro after bigay ng professor yung yung gawain para sa inyo, gawin mo na siya agad. Kasi kapag tambakan ka ng gawain, syempre maging aligaga ka. Nako, nakakapangit, promise. Freshman ka pa lang, mukha ka ng 50 anyos. Promise. Ayun nga.
Ayun. Wait, thank you for that. Sobrang hirap. Well, based on my experience in my past schooling, sobrang hirap matambakan and mag-cram. Lalo na if the deadline is a few hours or if it's tomorrow na, 'di ba? Sobrang hirap matambakan ng schoolwork. Well, thank you for that tip. Let's go on. I'll introduce what the program is first. So the program it's called Associate in Arts Theater. It is an associate degree. Pwede siyang ladderized. So ladderized meaning if you want to stop schooling in your 2 years, in the first year and the second year, you'll get an associate degree or the diploma already. But if you want to pursue that and to get a bachelor's degree out of the course or the program, just have to continue. So 3rd year and 4th year. So yun yung program, Associate in Arts Theater. And this program is only available in the University of the Philippines in Diliman. I suppose if I'm not mistaken, we are the 4th or the 5th batch for this program. Yun yung Associate in Arts Theater program. So now, paano ko ba nalaman to? Nalaman ko to sa Facebook page actually ng DSCTA or the Department of Speech Communication and Theater Arts of UP Diliman. So doon, nagsabi sila na meron ngang open application for students who wants to pursue their education in theater. Tapos, ang deadline supposedly of the application is from May 28 up until June 28. So in-extend pa nila yung application, yung submission ng requirements ng isang buwan. I suppose because they want more applicants to submit or to give way to applicants' process or to prepare the requirements. So Kuya Lee, ano ba yung mga requirements? Kasi medyo madami. Nagambala nga rin kita sa ibang requirement actually, to be honest. To my listeners, I asked Kuya Lee to help me with a couple of my requirements when it comes to this program. Kuya Lee, so tanungin mo ko, ano yung mga requirements?
Kuya Ken, ano ba yung mga requirements, Kuya Ken, na pinagdaanan mo o makapasok sa UPD?
Ayun, so ganito. Hatiin natin yung application process kasi medyo mahaba siya and I will tell you the full story here. So the application process, I subdivided it into 5 groups. So number 1, the submission of the requirement phase, and then meron yung pag nakapasok ka na, pag natanggap na nila yung requirements mo, merong phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 of the application. And then yung acceptance, meron pa yon. Separate pa yung acceptance process after mong mag-submit or mag-go through ng phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Ano ba yung phase 1? Ano ba yung number 1? So, number 1 process na pinagdaanan ko is yung submission of requirements. So, again, yung submission of requirements, marami siya. Yung list of requirements is also listed nasa Facebook page ng DSCTA. So ang major na pinaghandaan ko talaga dito is my portfolio, yung certificates, of course, proof, and pictures and videos of my experiences in theater. So ang mga requirements is a letter of intent addressed to the department chair, College of Arts and Letters, which is under the Department of Speech Communication and Theater Arts. So dapat naka-address sa dun sa chair natin. So ang chair before is si Dr. Belen D. Kalingasyon. Ngayon ang new chair na is si Dr. Sir Anriel P. Tiatco. So, siya yung bagong chair. Yung letter of intent pala, ilalagay mo doon is why you want to get in the program or bakit mo gustong pumasok doon sa program. Number 2 na requirement is yung recommendation letter from 3 previous mentors. Based from my last year's application, ang sabi nila, dapat either principal or mga sobrang magagaling kapitapit hanggang mga mga artista or industries practitioners yung nasa recommendation letter. However, I debunked this because ang sinamit ko dito, those people or those mentors who actually helped me with my artistic process ever since. So, sila yung mga teachers ko nung high school na talagang tumulong sa akin before nung unang panahon pa. Since 2008, I graduated high school dati pa. Sila yung mga mentors na nakakakilala talaga sa akin and can attest of my hardships and my process on improving as an artist. I don't think that the recommendation letter should be from someone na sobrang kilala na sa industry or someone who's very high in the office. It should be from someone who knows you and your artistic process. Kasi they can talk about you highly in their letters without even knowing you professionally, how to work with you. So yung recommendation letter, ang ano ko dito, if you're going to apply next year for the same program, make sure na kilala kayo talaga ng tao na i-recommend kayo. They know how you work. Kasi yung application process, very filtered siya. Binabasa talaga sila ng admissions committee at makikita nila sa letter kung kilala ba talaga nung mga nagre-recommend yung mga bata or not. 'Di ba?
Yes.
So that's number 1. Siyempre, reason 2x2 picture. And ito yung pinakamahirap for me na i-compile kasi yung portfolio of creative work. Sobrang antagal na nga. So, naghanap ako sa baul. ng mga pictures. Ano yun, Kelly?
Kinalkal mo pa, Kuya Ken, yung baul mo.
Oo, sobrang kinalkal ko pa yung mga baul, yung mga pinaglagyan ko ng mga pictures, mga videos online, yung mga certificates. Sa portfolio, let's talk about portfolio. Kasi ito sa tingin ko yung pinakamabigat na basehan kung paano ka pipiliin sa program. So ano ba yung mga dapat ilagay sa portfolio, Kuya Lee, di ba? Yun yung itatanong mo.
Yes.
Ang maganda dito, this time, binigyan kami ng template kung paano bubuuin yung portfolio namin. Tinulungan siguro nila from last year's experience kasi siguro napakadaming nag-submit ng sobrang daming pages. Usually, di ba, yung parang buong buhay mo, buong artistic work mo, doon mo ilalagay sa portfolio mo. So instead of doing that, yung template is designed to highlight what you want to highlight. Say, for example, you want performance studies to be highlighted on your portfolio, then put more performances. But if you want directing and dramaturgy to be the highlight of your portfolio of creative work, then put more gig about directing, put more awards, put more certificates about directing. So, ganun yung template na sinend sa amin ng program this year. Which is very helpful kasi na-filter out na rin talaga kung ano yung mga strengths and weaknesses ng isang artist dun sa portfolio.
Exactly.
Sa portfolio ko, ang unang-una ko nilagay doon, yung bio note na tinatawag natin. So, sa artist bio note, ilalagay mo lang doon kung sino ka, saan ka nanggaling, of course, ano yung mga experiences mo in paragraph form, and then of course may table of contents yung portfolio natin, and then yung mga production yung nilagay. So sa akin siguro meron akong 3 highlighted production na kasama ako, me as an artist performing. Pero again, yung portfolio of creative work ko is more highlighting my directing and dramaturgy experience and a director most of the time in my production and my work. Yun yung nilagay ko. Yun yung highlight ko. So siguro 3 lang out of 10 performances yung me performing as an artist. Pero the rest, I'm either directing, I'm a playwright, or I'm a dramaturg. So 7 yun. Most of the time, puro dramaturg na ako or director. Usually kasi mga competitions, production shows, ganyan. Pag private school, siguro more on production sila kasi may budget sila to produce a show. Pero pag mga public schools like me, national high school lang ako, public school, most of the time, ang mga production na ginagawa namin is for competitions. So, school competitions ito. So, kung meron kang ganun, kung nagsimula ka ng school-based, division, level, regional competitions, and kahit yung mga national competitions, lalong-lalo na yon, sama mo lahat yon.
Kuya Ken, may tanong ako. Paano kapag ikaw yung nagpa-perform ka lang, let's say for example, meron lang simpleng events sa school, tapos na-invite ka lang ng teachers mo na perform ka doon sa event na yun, papayagan ba na isama yun sa portfolio mo?
Yes. Yun ang magandang bagay dun sa mga performances. Say, hinugot ka lang ni teacher kasi magaling kang kumanta or magaling kang sumayaw. Basta meron kang picture, may proof ka na sumayaw ka sa event ng English Festival or whatever, mga go. Isama mo yon, ilagay mo yung mga gig na yon kasi experience pa rin yun.
Alright.
Diba? Again, at saka hindi yan sa ganda ng event, sa kung ano yung na-participate mo dun sa event.
Okay.
Yun yung i-highlight mo. What else? After nung performing experiences part, syempre ilalagay mo rin yung mga awards na napanalunan mo. Ang maganda dito kasi may mga awards din ako na napanalunan, mostly about directing. So doon ko rin highlight yung mga awards na napanalunan ko. Alam ko naglagay ako ng 3 awards, if I'm not mistaken, yes. 3 awards yata ito. Most of them are about directing. I was Best Director, Best Script, and Best Picture. Yun yung nailagay ko. Tapos, after naman ng mga awards, kasi syempre napakadami na yan. Ang sa awards pala, ilalagay mo syempre kung may picture ka ng trophy or whatever as proof, and syempre yung certificate of recognition. Mm-hmm. Without that as proof, syempre hindi ma-count yun as an achievement. So it needs to be either named after you or named after the group who compete or your school that you represented during that time.
Ayun, add ko lang din po Kuya Ken, no? Nabanggit niyo po kasi sa akin before na parang sumasali ka sa mga workshops, no? May nakukuha ka pong certificate. Sabi niyo po kasi sa akin na pwede pong i-include yun sa mga certificate po na pwedeng ipasa sa UP.
Yes, actually that is correct. After nung mga awards na nakuha mo say for competitions and such, meron pa siyang another subcategory which is yung mga workshops, classes na na-attendan mo. So yun yung maganda doon. Kasi nakikita talaga nito na hinuhubog mo yung craft mo as an artist. Hindi ka lang bumabase sa mga competition para mahasa mo yung skill mo. Mas maganda na nakikita nila na you're doing your best to hone your craft and skill to improve yourself as an actor or an actress by taking up classes. Kasi basta magaling na sila agad. Ganon, hindi. As you grow older, you need to take up more classes to improve your skill and to improve your craftsmanship.
So guys, take note natin yung mga ganon guys kasi makakatulong pala sa atin yon. Hindi lang syempre sa kakayanan natin, and then makakatulong din pala siya sa natin, no, sa mga kung meron tayong dream na school. Syempre requirement din yan na magpapasa tayo ng mga certificates. So wag tayong magtitipid guys. Kung meron tayong extra money, mag-invest tayo sa ganon kasi makakatulong siya sa atin. Okay?
Yes. Yun yung sinasabi rin sa akin before ng mentor ko, si Ma'am Adele. Hi Ma'am Adele, I hope you're listening. Anyway, sabi niya sa akin before, wag kong itatapon yung mga certificates ko which I did not throw away. Kasi napaka-importante niya pala. Nung naghahagilap ako ng mga certificates ko, nagulat na lang ako, tagal-tagal na pala nitong certificate na to. Halos iniipis na siya dun sa bag ko before. So, ganun. Huwag niyo itatapon hanggat maaari, frame niyo or whatever. If not, put niyo siya sa isang folder na may plastic, itabi niyo siya kasi very important talaga. Ano pa yung nagmamatter most when it comes to portfolio? Of course, this is just my personal advice ha. Hindi naman to requirement na nilagay nila doon, sabi nila lagyan ng ganito or whatnot. Pero for me, one important thing about my application process this year, yung mga leadership programs na sinalihan mo. Say for example, sumali ka dati ng student council or meron kang mga nag-reach out kayo sa community to help, ganyan. Usually may mga certificates naman yon from the governing body or from the organization itself. So what you want to do is to ask for a certificate recognizing your work as a student leader, 'di ba? And take some pictures. It's very important to take pictures as proof na hey, I'm really there when the community needs me. I was there as a leader of the group or whatnot. Whatever you are, even as a member, go ask for a certificate as proof and take pictures. For me, I think the admissions committee will take in consideration that you're putting in time and investing time to help your community. Diba?
Yes.
Yun. Kasi as an artist, ambag naman natin talaga sa ating community ginagalawan is to use our craft to help people.
Exactly.
Yun.
Okay. Tama.
Yun. So yun yung mga nilagay ko sa aking portfolio. Hindi ko lang siya mailagay dito kasi on screen kasi 'di ba nga podcast tayo, so more on voice. Pero yun, editing. Ang may ano ko naman sa inyo sa editing software, napakadami na ngayon. May Pixlr Online, meron na tayong tinatawag na Canva. So if you want to use Canva, if you are using an EDU account, it's for free. All of the features na meron sa Pro, Canva Pro, which is paid, is libre pag yun. Pag yun yung EDU account or yung educational email yung ginamit nyo sa pag-sign up ng Canva. So that is something that you can use to improve yung aesthetic appeal ng portfolio ninyo. Kasi yung hirap naman ngayon, kung puro na lang tayo, parang scrapbook type, yung mga tape dito, tape dyan, ganyan-ganyan, tas picture, tas scan mo, mahirap yun. So, sa Canva, pinadali na ni Canva, you don't have to learn Photoshop, you don't have to learn anything, you just have to copy and paste, and then voila, you have a very aesthetically appealing portfolio.
O Canva, beke naman.
Ayan, si Sir Chris from Canva, thank you for your many help in the group, in the community, teaching us the in and outs or the knickknacks of Canva and how to use it, be it on a tablet, a laptop, or PC, or even your phone. Yun yung submission of requirements process. So, isasubmit mo muna yung mga requirements mo and you will wait until you receive an email. Kasi mag-i-email sila, say a day or 2 or even 3 days after you submitted na-receive nila yung submission mo. If ever na hindi sila mag-email, you will see an email on the instructions on how to apply or on how to submit. And you just have to reach out to them and ask them, I am following up on my submission. Did you receive it? Something like that. You have to receive an acknowledgement that they have received your submission or yung mga sinubmit mo. Yun yung napaka-importante kasi baka naghihintay ka sa wala, hindi naman pala nila na-receive. So you have to check that. Mag-start na tayo sa phase 1 ng application process. Yung submission of requirements, that's a different process. Phase 1, ano ba yung phase 1? So yung phase 1 is yung filtering of qualified applicants. Meaning, pag sinubmit mo yun, hindi ka automatic mag-undergo ng second process. Siyempre, if i-filter out pa nila kung sino yung mga pasok at sino yung mga hindi. So, i-email ka nila and they will inform you that you are qualified for screening. So, your initial screening and then, sa akin dito, sabi nga kasi ng DSCTA or the Department of Speech, Communication and Theater Arts this year that the application process is going to be purely online. So meaning we don't have to go to UP and face the admissions committee and audition. No. All of the process that I went through is done online. Less ka ba siguro? Or siguro for the safety of other people around me or because of the pandemic, they have decided to make it purely online. You will be added in a Google Classroom. So on the Google Classroom, they assigned a reading. Hindi kami nakapamili. Inassign sa amin nung admissions committee yung reading na babasahin namin. So, yung babasahin namin, there's 2. Merong script 1 and script 2. Ano ba yung script 1 and script 2? Hindi ko alam yung script 2. Yung script 1 lang yung na-assign sa akin. So, assigned reading of a play. Play yon. So, ang assigned reading sa akin is a 76 or 72 page play that I need to read because of phase 2. Phase 2 of application is an online exam. So, an online exam will be based on the reading that will be assigned to you. That's the phase 1, filtering of qualified applicants. And then, on the phase 2, you will receive another email and you need to pick a schedule. A schedule kung kailan ka mag-exam. This is a 2-day examination. Pwede ka mamili kung day 1 ka or day 2 ka. Pwede ka rin mamili ng time. Kung morning, kung midday, or afternoon. So, the test is a 2-hour test, Kuya Lee.
Okay.
And merong actually 5 questions about the play.
What are those?
Siguro hindi natin pwede i-disclose kasi medyo mahirap yan kasi internal process kasi ito. So, ang pwede ko lang i-disclose is there is 5 questions about the play that you, at least sa amin, sa application process namin, there are 5 questions about the play and you must answer that in not more than 500 words. Each question. Okay? Now, you might ask, Kuya Lee, how long is the test gonna be? So the test will run for a full 2 hours. So for full 2 hours, you will have a rest in the middle. You can take a test, you can take a rest for about 30 minutes and that's it. You have to finish the entire exam. So you have to finish the 5 questions for 2 hours plus a break.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2.5 hours. That's online examination. Again, you will wait again for another email if you pass. Sobrang pinaka nakakakabang part, yung maghihintay ka kung papasa ka ba or hindi. Kasi yung tulad sa akin, ang na-assign sa akin, natapos ko siya ng umaga, I thought may another set of exams pa, yung pala yun na yun. Sobrang naghihintay ako kung makakapasa ba ako or hindi. Siguro mga week. Monday pala nagpa-exam for the entire week. Wala akong narinig as in, wala as in, ano lang siya, wala. Hindi sila nagparamdam. So yung puso ko talaga kabaka na. Alam mo yun, parang shit, mali yata yung mga sinagot ko for the entire week, 7 days. And then, on Monday again, I received an email saying, I passed the exam. Woo, I passed the exam. And I am scheduled for an online interview and a possible talent test. Oh my God. Alright. Dito na nagkakatala sa talent test. Ang tagal-tagal ko na hindi kumakanta, sumasayaw. So ito na yung pinaka-exciting part dito, yung phase 3 ng application process. Kasi you will receive an email with your schedule. So ito yung pinaka-tip ko dito. You must join the Zoom meeting at least 15 minutes early than the scheduled time. Kasi may kita dito na you're serious about the online interview and you're ready. Kasi baka naman 10 a.m. yung sinabi sa inyo interview mo, pero pumasok ka ng Zoom meeting mo 10:30 na. So hindi pwede yun kasi may mga applicants din silang ini-interview and scheduled yun interview nila. Strictly 15 minutes lang din yung i-run ng interview.
Yes. At saka may kita din doon na, alam mo yon, masipag ka. Sinusukat na rin nila yon. Kaya sila nagbibigay ng time.
Tama, totoo yan. Kasi pag hindi ka dumating doon sa Zoom on the agreed time, then it reflects lowly of you na parang this applicant is not serious about time. It reflects about your work ethics as well. If I will to work with this applicant in the future with my productions, then he will not take into serious consideration the time that I will put in my production and such. Magre-reflect talaga siya badly sa work ethics mo. So yun, after that, ito kasing sinabi nila dyan sa online interview. Hindi talaga sila sure kung magta-talent test ka or hindi. Depende yun sa kung anong klaseng portfolio ang sinubmit mo. If your portfolio again is more leaning on performance studies, then there is a chance that you will do a talent test. It's very random. So, based dun sa mga napag-usapan namin ng mga batchmates ko na ngayon na pumasa rin, may mga hindi pinakanta, may mga pinakanta, may mga pina-arte, may mga hindi. So, ako, ano ba yung nangyari? So, nung sinabi na may talent test, I was given at least a day or 2 days to prepare for the talent test. So, what I did, I asked for help of a good friend of mine, which is Lee. Si Lee, sabi ko, tulungan mo akong kumanta kasi si Lee is a great singer. And feeling ko kasi, yung talent test, based on the previous application process, meron niyang monologue. So that's one. Second is, you have to have a movement piece or yung dancing piece mo. And then third is, you have to have a singing piece. I need to focus on the talent that I'm not most proud about. Or the less proud ako sa talent na yon, the more I need to work on that talent to improve it. Para pag nagkabiglaan, hindi ako mabibigla na, hey, kakanta ka, kailangan mong kumanta, ganyan. So, yun nga, mahina ako sa pagkanta. Hindi ko sa strength.
Yun lang? Kanta lang.
So anyway, medyo mahina tayo sa pagganta. So nang humingi ako ng tulong kay Kuya Lee para mamili ng song na ipe-prepare ko and how to prepare the song perfectly for the duration of time that I'm given to perform my talent. Ang pinili namin na kanta, Kuya Lee, kwento mo nga.
Yung pinili naming kanta, actually 3. So, Kisap Mata, tapos Makita Kang Muli, tapos...
Hindi ba yun yung sa dekada?
Yung Balikat.
Balikat,
yan,
yes.
Balikat. Since nagamit niya na yung Balikat last year, namili na lang kami sa 2 kasi baka maalala nila na ang pangat ng performance last year, kaya... Hindi siya makuha.
Ang pangit,
pero, joke lang. So, ngayon, nag-decide kami na piliin yung Makita Kang Muli. Ayun.
Yes.
So yun,
Anyway.
medyo mataas sa kanya yung kanta. May ginawa kaming changes.
Meron. Napakadami naming changes na ginawa actually, di ba? Ito si Kuya Lee, very good arranger din siya. Napakagaling niya mag-arrange ng song. He will place the song to the key that I'm comfortable with. Hindi yung basta tataasan natin yan, di ba? Sobrang taas ng makita kang muli. With his help, I felt confident before my talent test, before the interview. Mm-hmm. Ang isa pang hinihingi nila is an introduction about yourself. It must be creative, sabi nila, if possible. Sabi doon sa memo o doon sa instructions na na-receive namin, we need to be creative. So, nung gabing yun, nag-iisip ako, sabi ko, paano ko kaya i-introduce yung sarili ko ng creative? Paano kaya kami paano kaya ako makikilala, tatatak, or out of the pool of applicants? What can I do to stand out? Yun yung iisipin mo pag interview na. At lalo na pag may mga ganitong instructions, kahit sabihin nating introduction lang yan, napakaliit lang yan, pero they need to remember you. That needs to stick to their memories when they're grading you. So ano ba yung naisip ko? Naisip ko, nung una, sabi ko, ano gagawin ko? Tumbling ako, ganyan-ganyan. Hindi ko naman kaya mag-ganon, diba? So, creative. I thought about, I performed drag before. So, drag. Sabi ko, baka kaya ko mag-drag.
Kuya Ken, hindi ba illegal yung drag?
Hindi drugs.
Ay, sorry.
Hindi to shabu. Baka ma-Duterte tayo dito. What I did is I took the courage of shaving my pinakamamahal na mustache.
Di ba ang kapal niyan?
Makapal na to eh. Inaalagaan ko nga talaga to kasi.
Nako.
Pero kalahati lang. Bakit? Yung half face lang sa left side, hindi siya crosswise yung paghahati. Hindi ako manananggal, hindi yung baba lang. So lengthwise, di ba ang awkward? Kalahati ng face ko may mustache, yung kalahati wala. So bakit? Kasi I thought about doing drag half of my face and then me as a normal Ken on the other side of my face. Para magdodoble cara tayo. Diba? Parang I want to introduce them, the drag me on the other side, which is the creative part of me. That's my logic, or that's my rationality behind that. I want to introduce to the interviewers who Ken really is creatively on the left side and who Ken is professionally on the other side. So, ginawa ko, nagsuot ako ng formal. Luckily, I have a very handy pride flag with me. Very colorful, and I put that in as a cape on the left side. With me, fully shaved and fully in drag. So, nakaganon. Very creative. And karoon lang ako ng very short skit introducing me, who Ken is, and who Ken wants to be. How I want to be remembered. Ganon. Yeah. Doble cara. So, isang babae, bakla, and then isang, hey, tumigil ka. Wag ka lumabas dito. Ganyan. Yan. Ganon. Ito pa nga, nakakatawa dyan. Kasi tinanong ako about Tokyo closing ceremony, yung Olympic ceremony. Hindi ako nanood ng Olympic ceremony closing kasi the night before, I was preparing for the interview. So I did not have the luxury of time to watch the closing ceremony of the 2020 Olympics. But luckily, I was able to divert that and tell them that I was able to watch the opening ceremony.
Ayun.
And then from then, I was able to critic. Kasi yung tinanong niya, can you critic the closing ceremony, the closing ceremony of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics? So, medyo olats tayo doon, pero na-turn around naman natin into a positive. So, that's how impromptu performance works. Tulad ng interview ko, pero hindi tayo masyadong alam, let's try to turn the table around. Doon tayo pupunta sa ano yung kaya natin gawin. Tell them, I don't know this, however, I can do this. Yan.
Parang maghanap ka ng ways, kumbaga.
Exactly. Try mo yung kaya mo. Yan. Ayan. So yun yung sa interview ko. What else? After ng phase 3, maghihintay ka na. Ito na. I asked my upperclassmen if how long did they receive their acceptance last year. Sabi ng isa kong friend, Hi, Rec, if you're listening.
Hi, Rec.
Rec, he told me that he received his acceptance letter 10 days or 2 full weeks after the interview. So sabi ko, expected ko na. Sabi ko, okay, let it go. It's done. Wala na akong magagawa. Wow, parang Miss Universe. Rabi, Mateo. Nagawa mo na mga preparation na dapat mong gawin. It took your waking days. Parang matutulog na lang ko yung iniisip ko. Kakain ako yung iniisip ko, di ba?
Yes.
I was preparing for a full month for the application process. Nagawa ko na lahat. Di ko na kayang baguhin kung ano yung mga nagawa ko. Let it go. So, natulog lang ako parang kinabukasan. Sabi ko, hindi naman niya mag-email. So, ito pala I religiously check my email every day since the application process, since I have submitted my requirements. Isipin mo yun, for the entire month, wala akong ginagawa kundi umaga, day in, day out, every hour yata, nag-check ako ng email ko. May email na ba yung UP? May email na ba yung UP? Wala. So, mafo-frustrate ako parang, wala silang email. So, did I do something wrong? What went wrong? Ano kaya? Mga ganon. It consumed my waking days. Yun yung term ko. Parang, hindi ako masaya. But ganon, instead of dapat masaya, this is something that I should be happy about. Take away yung experience na yun because of me worrying again, overthinking again. To my fellow Virgos out there, hello. We procrastinators, master of procrastinating. Ang na-expect ko, I will receive the acceptance next week pa. Kasi nga 2 weeks, 10 days. To my surprise, it's very unexpected, While taking a nap in the afternoon, kasi wow, sabi ko makakatulog na ako na maayos ang hapon na yon. Parang nagising lang ako nung hapon na yun. Parang kakaidip ko pa lang. I checked my phone, di ba? Parang, wow, very millennial. I checked my phone. Pagkagising, walang ibang kaharap. Cellphone. Kaka-cellphone mo yan. Anyway, I checked my phone and to my surprise, there is an email from the University of the Philippines. Bakit sila nag-email? Anong meron? So, nakita mo lang dun sa email yung application results. Yun lang yung title. Ayan. So, yung title is application results and I schemed. Hindi na ako nagbabadalos-dalos pa. In-scheme ko, ano ba yan? I've been accepted to the program. So, I got accepted to the program, went downstairs, and then sobrang tawa-tawa kami ng kapatid ko kasi nga, sa wakas, nakapasok. And then...
Hindi ka umiyak, Kuya Ken?
Medyo umiyak, medyo naging teary-eyed naman tayo.
Nagdrama din siya agad.
Nagdrama tayo, syempre. So, I got teary-eyed because this is my dream school and this is my dream course. And again, my history, it took me 12 years para i-pursue lang yung passion ko. So, on my initial degree, this is about money. I took the degree, I get a job, that's it. But this time, I'm returning to school. I'm going back to school because I want to pursue what I really love. This is my passion. So I want to pursue this not just because this is the only thing that's available, but this is because this is something I want to pursue ever since the beginning. That is my story. Again, a little disclaimer, this story is how the process unfolded on my end. There might be a chance that the application process is slightly different from other applicants' experiences. However, this content, again, is created only to share my experience. This is my experience and in no way, shape, or form intended to disclose any confidential and privileged information of the university. So please, UP, don't sue me. This is just me sharing my experience. I'm very excited to enter the program. And that's the reason why I took a break for almost 3 months, because I worked day in and day out to get ready for the program. Fortunately, last Friday, September 17, was my first day of school in UP Diliman. Ayan. So yun, clearly, that was my full experience on how I get in the Associated Arts Theater program of the University of the Philippines Diliman.
Nice, Kuya Ken. So, nice, Kuya Ken, no? Haba pala talaga ng proseso at nakakaba din yung pinagdaanan mo. Ayun, kasi ewan ko ba, sobrang haba ng proseso ng pinagdaanan mo. Kasi ako before, Okay lang ba mag-share ko yan?
Oo, please share. Paano ba yung, wait, kasi di ba theater major ka rin sa drama? Kasi usually, ang alam ko, pag sa PNU, teacher ka pa rin, pero yung majorship mo is theater.
So, yun na nga. Kasi nung kami before, since wala pa nung pandemic nun, nagdala lang kami ng mga documents na sinend nila through email. Tapos, after nun, nung dinala namin yun doon, nagbayad kami for the ticket para dun sa admission test. And then, parang December yun, nag-process kami ng papers like November. And then, December nag-test na ako. And then after that, tagal din yung Kuya Ken, matagal din yung naging pag-aantay ko for the result of my test. So yun, parang February pa lumabas. So from December to February, sobrang tagal, diba? Tapos nakita nga na may nagsabi sa akin na from PNU din na friend ko before, uy, nakapasa ka, ganun. So yun na nga.
Very exciting yung part na na-accept ka, no?
Oo, grabe. Nagwala kaya ako sa dorm. Nagulat sila kung bakit ako nagwawala. Yun. So, asaya yung part na yun. And then, yun nga, meron din kaming medical. For sure kayo din. Meron din kayo, diba?
Oo, meron. Very, purely online. Pati yung medical namin online lang. Nag-ask lang ng form yung PEHA, yung department na nangangasiwa ng aming medical. Nag-medical kami online.
At least, no? Kasi hindi pa na-invento yung online drug. Kaya, ayun.
Again, it's drag ha, hindi yung drugs ha. Hindi ako nagda-drugs.
Pa-drug test din kami that time. So yun na nga, pumasa ako, and then yung buong year, 1 year na yun, Gen Ed lahat yun, General Education lahat yun, and then nung second year, dun ako nag-majorship. So yun, wala, konti lang yung process. Dati kasi music yung gusto kong kunin.
Yes.
So pinakanta kami nun, nagpapalakpak para sa nota, sa pitch, ganun. As in dynamics, something like that. So, yun yung naging process ako. And now, fourth year na ako.
Diba?
Din ako.
Graduating. So, sana all graduating. Thank you for sharing your story as well, Kuya Lee, on how you get into your school and how you get into your program. So, yun nga, mga listeners ko, to my very few listeners, I'm not sure if you're still there, that few of you. Anyway, to my listeners, sit back and relax because I have a lot of contents waiting to be sent out there on the online world for everyone to enjoy, because I will have a back to school series telling my experiences during my first day, my enrollment process, di ba may application process. Meron pa yung enrollment process, mga best, at napakahaba niya. Kala mo when you get into UP, that's it? No. The enrollment process is as tenacious as the application process. It's very hard to get into UP, but it's also very hard to enroll in UP. Kung meron face-to-face before na enrollment process, meron din online enrollment process, and I will tell you all the story about that in the next episode. We're starting season 3 right now, and thank you for listening to Undeterred by Ken.
Season 3 na, yabang neto.
Season 3. Thank you, Kuya Lee, for joining me in my pilot episode for season 3. Thank you. And again, this is your host, and thank you for listening to Undeterred. Woo! Your stories heard. This is Undeterred. Live. Podcast streaming on Spotify, Google Podcast, and Apple Podcast. Stories heard. This is Undeterred. Undeterred by Ken.